You've had some decent success defending this offense in your past meetings. Is there something that you do every time, or is it kind of evolving year to year, how you approach this?
No, I think it's just, our kids get up for these guys. They really do. And, that's part of it. We got a lot of respect for what they do. They've done some really good things against us, and, we've competed well against them. And I'm hoping, those games have meant something, in the chase for the, for the Coastal Division Championship, and hopefully it'll be a factor. This game's going to be a factor in that this year. But we just got to go play well, and we got to play discipline. With all the RPO, the run pass options that they do, we've got to really be great with our eyes, and I think that's what we've done a good job with that. Over the last couple of years.
Is it any different that obviously you don't go against the first team offense here in practice, but that you have an offense here that tries to run that style? Did that help prepare you?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we're it's like we're playing against ourselves in a lot of ways, and that's beneficial. When it's all said and done, with the teams that are the up tempo, that are the run pass options. They want to be physical and run the football, and so do we. So, our Tuesday practices and those type of things. Last week, we did a lot of middle drill, a lot of hitting, and preparing for that part of it. But then at the same time, we've got to be good about all the bubbles, the screens, getting the ball out in space, taking great angles to the football, making good plays in space. I mean, that's part of what this offense is about, and we've got to be disciplined with our angles and be good at finishing plays.
The ACC is getting more offenses like this that kind of hurry up and wide open. And Brian Mitchell comes from a conference in the Big 12. It seemed like every team did that. Does he bring anything unique?
It varies from week to week who you're playing. I mean, this week these guys are a lot like us. Next week, I think it's even going to be faster paced and more like Tulsa. You know what I mean? Not that these guys are a slow group, but they're not. I mean, this will be the fastest group that we have played to date. But what it forces you to do is be sound fundamentally, and I'm fine with that. We've been more technique and fundamental driven over the years than we have been scheme. Even though we do some things and bring some pressures. I mean, that's part of what we do. But at the same time, I like to think that we're extremely sound fundamentally, and that's kind of what these offenses do nowadays. Is with the up tempo, they maybe take away the defense being able to dictate as much as you'd like to, in some situations, and because that's what we've done over the years. But that they force you to be fundamentally sound, and I like to think that we are for the most part, and when we're good, we are.
What kind of challenges the unit you're about to face, the pace they go, and all of that?
I mean, they're very experienced, I would say that first and foremost. I mean, those wide receivers have a ton of reps in the scheme. Larry's been doing a great job, and I've been facing Larry since I was in the Big 12 when he was at Oklahoma State and Southern Miss when I was at East Carolina. So I know the pace at which they're going to go at. I know the philosophy behind what he thinks team-wise and offensively, what they want to get done. And, they've got some guys with some great tools, and they've got a quarterback that can command it.
Obviously, every coach develops and changes over time. Have you seen any dramatic changes in what Larry's trying to do from all that experience in the past, or is he kind of doing the same?
No, the foundation's still there. I mean, one, let's get as many reps as we possibly can. Two, how can we stress them in space, because this is a spread offense, and that's what their primary goal is, to get their playmakers out in space and create some one-on-ones and some mismatches, and he hasn't changed that philosophy. Now, some of the plays have changed a little bit, but the tempo is still the same.
The ACC seems to be getting more of these up-tempo teams. You're facing back-to-back. Seems like that was more regular when you were in the Big 12. What do you have to do as a quarterbacks coach to prepare your guys for that kind of game?
We don't do anything different. You put in the extra work. You put the extra film work in. Let's study, route progressions. Let's study, tendencies. Let's study the player that's going to be playing in front of you. Put a little extra time in your position mastery. If you need to take another 10 minutes after practice or 10 minutes before practice, do something extra, to get a competitive advantage.
In a game like this, is Mook Reynolds still the guy at that nickel spot, or would you consider playing Stroman, Faison, and Adonis all together for coverage?
No, Mook gives us the best of both worlds. I mean, he could go in there versus 21 personnel, 12 personnel, yet be out in space and cover like a corner. I mean, Mook really is a corner. Y'all just don't know that, okay? But that position requires a guy to be very dynamic and very versatile, and Mook's that.
Who will you use between then Greg and Adonis? Have you settled in on a starter there?
No, I'm gonna play 3 corners. I mean, in this league, I mean, you're gonna need as many corners, getting as many reps to keep those guys fresh. I mean, you saw the up-tempo that we saw in East Carolina. It's gonna be times whatever this game, so we need to keep those guys fresh.
What kind of a challenge is North Carolina, this spread and all those receivers? What does that present for you?
As a defense, we just gotta execute. Really, we got a good game plan for them. So I just gotta go out, execute what we're working on. It's gonna be adjustments to be made, but at the end of the day, we just gotta be accountable for the whole defense and for ourselves. So if we do what we gotta do and execute, we'll turn out good.
How aware are you? Obviously, Coach Foster's had success against lots of people, but he's been really good against this Carolina spread. Are you guys aware of his sort of history, track record against this offense?
We haven't really thought about it. They do a lot of things differently in the recent years, so just adapting to the game. Every year is going to be something different. Everybody watches film, so they pick up on things that they can try to throw you off with. So, he has a game plan for every week. That's a pretty good game plan every week. So, whatever it is, it's just our job to go out and just execute and do it.
I don't know how much you think about something like this, but that UNC game last year was Frank's last game here at home. Does that one sting a little bit more than maybe any last year?
Yeah, I hurt to lose it for them, but this year they were a good team. It's the reason they went to ACC championship. Had a big opportunity to win it. But this year it's a new year, obviously with us. We got a lot of new things that we're doing. They got things that they want to build off last year and kind of finish off where they left off last year. We want to build a brand for ourselves and make a name for ourselves. So, it's a new year. It's a completely different game, completely different reasons to go out there and play, different purpose. So, it's just time to start
I know you don't try to, at least on paper, try not to put one game above the other as far as importance, but when you think about this game for yourself personally, do you think of this as like a showcase game to sort of display your coverage skills in a way, since you'll be spending a lot of time in it?
I think of every game as a showcase game.
Right.
It's with that position, whatever the need is or whatever the team the team scheme is offensively, you're going to be in what the action is, if it's a run team or a pass team. So every game is a showcase game. At the end of the day, I want to display my skill set, but at the end of the day, I can't get out of my character or out of my responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? I still got assignments.
Jerod,
What'd you do with your Saturday off?
watch college football.
Shocker.
Don't blame you.
Super shocker.
I think you've told us that you're pretty aware of all the other top quarterbacks in the country. Is there something about Trubisky's game or the way he handles himself that impresses you or that you've noticed?
Big physical kid. Can definitely sling the mess out the rock. His players gravitate around him a lot. You could tell that right off the bat. So just those qualities of a leader, which any quarterback should show, but he definitely can sling the mess out the rock. So that's what's eye popping.
As an offensive guy, obviously you go against their defense, but is it kind of exciting as a quarterback to go against an offense that you know is going to score a lot of points, to be in a game where that's kind of the outlook anyway?
Well, I don't pay attention to that. I'll pay attention to what I need to focus on defense. I'm not playing offense, nor am I playing the quarterback for UNC. So I don't really focus on that. When I watch college football, I like watching offense, but as of now, from last week, on my bye week into this week, that really doesn't matter to me. I'm not playing the offense. My defense is playing that offense. So that really doesn't catch my eye too much. I make sure that I'm paying attention to what I need to focus on for as what they present as a defense, and making sure I'm doing my assignments, making sure that I'm working on the little stuff that I mess up each and every day to give my team a chance to win the game. So I really focus on offense.
What really stands out to you about UNC's defense when you watch them on film?
Got some physical bodies up front. They trust their DBs a lot, or their skill position a lot to cover our skill position. They play a lot of man with 2 high safeties. That's pretty much what shows out to me right off the bat, that they trust their DBs a lot to cover one-on-one with the with our skill position.
Is that something you think you might be able to take advantage of with such talented guys on your side?
We'll see. We'll see.
I guess Coach Fuente was talking on Monday about how these guys, UNC doesn't really let anybody behind them, keep everything in front of them. Is it tough to throw downfield against these guys and look for something longer?
We'll see.
I don't know how much you think about something like this, but you look at Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Kaya, yourself, Mitch Trubisky. Is it kind of cool to be an ACC quarterback right now? There's sort of that fraternity of guys within this conference.
When I came here, I didn't know anything about it. I mean, being where I'm at now, I mean, I guess it would be pretty. I don't look too much at it. I'm looking forward to what I got to do as far as with my teammates. Of course, you do have some explosive guys in the league, like you just mentioned, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, and all those cats. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it would be exciting, but I really don't focus too much on that, because you get consumed with that, it becomes noise. You become consumed with, oh, this week this guy is the best guy, next week this guy is the best guy. So I don't really get consumed with how many great quarterbacks we have in the ACC. I just want to win games, and I want to make sure that as a team, the guys know that I'm with them 100%, and they can look up to me as the leader on this team and make sure I carry the team in a positive manner. That's really what I focus on. I got to make sure every single day I'm outside that I show a great demeanor. I still got to work on stuff that, again, little stuff like that, so no, I don't really focus on that as much.